Hello everyone, welcome to High Holiday Happenings video 13. The great shofar will be sounded, and the still small voice will be heard. On Rosh Hashanah it is written, and on Yom Kippur it is sealed. How many will pass away, and how many will be born? Who will live a long life, and who will come to an untimely end? These are striking and stirring words from the Unetaneh Tokef, one of the most powerful and meaningful prayers throughout the entire holiday season. Unetaneh Tokef focuses on a very difficult theme, and that is the uncertainty of life and the fact that when it comes to our lives and when it comes to our future, we have very little control. We could be millionaires, enjoying affluence, status, and all types of pleasure, but there are no guarantees when it comes to our future. No matter what our position or status in life, we enter the new year humbled by the unknown. The great shofar makes us stand up to acknowledge that we will be judged, either judged by God or judged by ourselves. And in this kind of judgment, there is no favoritism and there is no patronage in sight. The prayer mentions a still small voice. I like to think of that voice as representing all of those seemingly insignificant things which we believe don't matter. Yet, on Rosh Hashanah, everything matters, and even the smallest indiscretion, the smallest comment that we think nobody hears, on Rosh Hashanah, it is as if it is a loud shriek. I kind of think about this as somebody who mutters under his or her breath. You sometimes, when you've just had an encounter with somebody and a person says something or does something which to which you object, often we'll mutter under our breaths and say something which we believe the other person doesn't hear. Where the idea here is that on Rosh Hashanah, everything is heard. And so we need to be careful about everything we say, even that relatively insignificant muttering under the breath. Unetaneh Tokef seems to suggest that our future is predetermined, but that we are simply unaware of our place in the pantheon. And that perhaps fills us with anxiety and stress because we like to constantly be in control over what we do. I think of this other example that I have mentioned before, going to the supermarket. And if you go to the supermarket now, you notice that there are many elderly couples who shop together. The woman who has probably been shopping for 40, 50 years, and her husband who is now retired. And often I would hear the husband shouting to his wife, "Why do you want this? This is $2.20 a pound. You can get it for $2.05 a pound in another store." Well, the wife has been shopping for 40, 50 years, knows exactly what to do, but the husband is so accustomed to being a boss and being in control that even when it comes to going to a supermarket at this stage, this husband, former boss, has to constantly be in control. Well, Unetaneh Tokef reminds us that there are situations in life where we are not in control, and that may disturb us, but I think it's one of those humbling realities so appropriate during this time. The question then is, if everything is predetermined, why do our actions matter? If everything is all decided, even if we don't know our ultimate fate, but if everything is determined, why don't we just sit back and let life exist? After all, nothing else is going to change. That is the beauty of the concluding section of this Unetaneh Tokef prayer. After we've expressed all of these uncertainties, and after we've acknowledged that this year our fate is determined, but we are unaware of it and we don't know, how we will live and what the conditions of our life will be, what uncertainties lie ahead. The conclusion of the prayer includes the words Uteshuva, Utfila, Utzdaka, Mavirin et Roa Hagazera. Tshuva, repentance, return, being mindful of how we've lived and make changes to better our lives and our character. Prayer and righteous acts, those things may not enable us to avert the decree, but they will enable us to avert the severity of the decree. In other words, how we live does play a significant role in determining what lies ahead. We may not have total control to plan our destiny, but we can help determine the course of our future. Maybe long life itself is not guaranteed, but the quality of life is. We don't know how long we will be on earth, but we know that if we take advantage of our life and produce a quality of life which enables us to help people, to lead by example, to do good things, to recognize people who are suffering and come to their assistance. Those are the kinds of things for which we do have control. And even if ultimately the reward is the satisfaction of knowing that we have made accomplishment, that should suffice. So this particular prayer really is one of the most significant, I think, one of the most pivotal prayers, because it enables us to recognize uncertainties, yet at the same time pledge to be as good and as caring as we can be. And ultimately, that's what life is about. So that's the Unetaneh Tokef prayer. The cantor will offer a brief chant because it is a memorable prayer, not only in words, but certainly in melody. Shana Tova, everyone.